Okay, so big news today. The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, has officially announced after months and months of hinting little things here and there. He has officially confirmed that yes, he is playing Black Adam in a Shazam movie. Not only that, the Shazam movie itself has gotten a writer, Darren Lemick. I think that's how you say his last name, but. Let me go into a few... before I go into the other things, because I've got a lot of things to talk about the DC Cinematic Universe and a few other things, but let's talk about the obvious first. The Rock playing Black Adam. First off, about goddamn time, because how many years have pretty much a lot of us have pretty much been saying, oh, The Rock should play Black Adam, The Rock should play Black Adam. And we've all been kind of... this has been, fan speculation for years. This has been... fan casting for years. So it's nice to see one of the few little fan casts that people make officially come to screen is very satisfying in my opinion. I think he's perfect for the role. He's got the body build. He's clearly wants to do it. He's been wanting to do this for a while now, and this is one of the few times where you get to see The Rock be a villain. I mean, how many times has he been a villain? Doom. He was a villain in he became a villain in Doom. The second Mummy movie, not the Scorpion King. Yeah, the second Mummy movie. He was kind of the bad guy. Well, CGI Scorpion monster. And the third time, it was in Get Smart, where he was Agent 99. Yeah. So this will be his fourth time being a villain, and I'm okay with that. I think he's got the body. Like I said, he has the body build for it. He's got. I think he's a good enough actor to play that character. And what I like about The Rock is that he's openly admitted to sticking to roles that he knows he's good at. So he's not. The good thing about The Rock is that he sticks to what he's good at, and he usually just sticks to movies where he can have a lot of action scenes and whatnot. So I'm totally fine with this. Now, the writer for the movie, let's get into the writer of the movie, has done films such as Jack the Giant Slayer, which I thought it wasn't my favorite, one of my favorite films of the years, but I did like it. I did like it. He's done Shrek Forever After, Turbo, a lot of kid-friendly movies. And this is where I come to the big point of my discussion here. Warner Brothers and DC came out saying that they have a no-fun rule to their upcoming DC films. The others being Wonder Woman, Justice League, Aquaman. Apparently, those are the other movies. And they have this no-fun rule. They kind of want to make them a lot like Man of Steel and how Dawn of Justice is, where they just want to do these harsh, gritty, dark movies. And this is where I have a problem, because I don't want to be one of these kind of assholes that say, oh, this is why Marvel's, kicking DC's ass. Well, they're making a fuck ton of money. I mean, have you seen the numbers for Guardians of the Galaxy? Have you just seen the money? Oh, God. When even a guy like Al Pacino says that he thinks this is one of the greatest movies ever, you're doing something right. And they clearly, I think Marvel clearly realizes that they can do all these different multiple genres of movies. I mean, Captain America Winter Soldier was a very dark, gritty, well, I wouldn't say gritty, let me take that back. I would say very dark political thriller. And then you have Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a fun, science fiction, almost like Firefly, superpowered Firefly kind of story. Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty much Firefly meets Star Wars. And it really kind of shows that, wow, you guys are willing to take chances and do whatever. But I think at this point, Marvel's like, haha, we're going to do it. You can't stop us now. And then you have, and I don't mean to fact this in with DC, because I can understand, sometimes you got to tell a dark story with superheroes. But let's look at it this way. Captain Marvel is a boy who can turn into gets all the powers of the Greek gods, and by a wizard from this place called the Rock of Eternity, and he is more or less, for the most part, he's he's a kid, and they'll probably make it. I'm afraid what I think might happen is that they might turn him into a teenager in this movie. So probably a teenager or something like that gets the powers of all the Greek gods and becomes the champion of Earth and all that. And when your comic book when your villain rogues, excluding Black Adam, include such characters as a little bald guy, a talking worm that can mind control people, a robot that looks like it crawled out of the 50s, and a crocodile man, and that's just a few of Captain Marvel's villains. And when one of your allies is a talking magic tiger, you kind of want to have fun with it. You see, I'm not looking for like a PG, kid-friendly movie, but I do want to see some fun elements. I mean, at its heart, Captain Marvel, or Shazam, or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, is supposed to be a fun film. Well, fun story, because it's more or less the child living out the superhero dream, and that was pretty much the core of Captain Marvel. And if you take that away from it, if you take the humor out of it, you're just kind of like, well, now it just looks stupid. You see, and I don't even, like, obviously I don't think they'll have Tonky Tawny in here. That's the tiger. I don't think they'll have him, and I really don't know if they'll have, if they'll bring in the other members of the Marvel family. If if they do sequels for, the Shazam or Captain Marvel movie, whatever they call it, I'd say bring in the rest of the Marvel family. At least just bring in Mary Marvel, or, and Captain Marvel. Bring in the Marvel family, there's a possibility. But, yeah, I don't know, because the thing is, if you take the fun out of it, then it just doesn't feel right. And again, you kind of want it. The whole core story of Captain Marvel is, like I said earlier, it's the kid living out the superhero dream. There's supposed to be fun and wonder to that. And if you take that away, then it just kind of feels wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been dark stories told with Captain Marvel. There's been a bunch. And Black Adam is one of the darkest villains, and, well, I guess you could say anti-hero. Yeah, he's pretty much anti-hero, because he did serve on the Justice Society for a while, and was part of the Justice League for a little bit. But this dude went nuts after his country was wiped out, well, decimated, excuse me, it wasn't completely destroyed, and his wife was murdered, his wife Isis was murdered, and Osiris was devoured by a friend of his. Black Adam went completely batshit insane, destroyed the Great Wall of China, brutally murdered several DC heroes, and took on the likes of the JSA, the JLA, the entire Flash family, the Teen Titans, the rest of the Superman family, all by himself. And Billy had to give up the power of Shazam and take it away from everybody. He had to destroy that power to keep Black Adam from keep going. So, yeah, there have been dark stories told with these characters, but for a movie, I wouldn't mind if they had a little, like, if they made it, obviously you're going to have some violence in there, so I would keep it PG-13, but make it a fun PG-13. I'm not saying make it a G-rated comedy, God no, but I wouldn't mind something like with Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's PG-13, but it has its fun elements to it. That's all I really ask from this movie. But yeah, this, and again, it would feel kind of weird if you have a screenwriter who's done a lot of kid-friendly movies, do something dark, and, well, then again, I've seen, writers and directors who have been known to do such things as, they do one fun, like, the perfect example of this is the directors for the Winter Soldier, where they more or less wrote they wrote for Community. They were the head writers on Community, and then they do probably one of the best Marvel movies, if not the best Marvel movie, right now. So, people can surprise you. That's all I'm saying. Writers and directors, they can just surprise you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Don't get me wrong. I am a Captain Marvel fan, and I am really excited to see, The Rock finally play Black Adam. I think that's a perfect cast once again. But here's my thing. Warner Brothers, you're not going to have to take this seriously, because it's, again, and I've brought this up multiple times in this video, and I'm sorry, but I kind of want to hammer it home. It's the child living out the superhero dream. Really emphasize on that. Now, who they could get to play Billy Batson, I don't know. Who they could get to play Captain Marvel himself, I really don't know. And my thing is that they might make, I'm kind of wondering, are they going to make Billy Batson a teenager and not a kid? Is that a possibility? Could they do that? Because, again, I don't think I would mind that. I don't think I would mind Billy Batson being a teenager. I wouldn't mind that change up. Because in the New 52, they made him a little older. So maybe you could make it that he wants to be one of the good guys. I wouldn't mind a teenager, but not like he's in high school teenager. I'd say like maybe he's in middle school, or maybe freshman year of high school. I would be okay with that, and still wants to be the good guy, but he doesn't really have the power to do that. But don't make him a Peter Parker ripoff. That's kind of all I ask. Don't make him a Peter Parker ripoff. Anyway, so I've pretty much I'm going to get off my soapbox here, and I really want to know from you guys. What do you guys think of The Rock playing Black Adam, and what do you guys think of just the Shazam movie in general, and what do you think of the stance on all the humor being taken out of the DC films? I really want to know what you guys think on all of this, and I will see you guys later.